This podcast episode is sponsored by Heckham Senior Home Financing.
Good day, seniors and active adults. Welcome back to our YouTube podcast, Get Your Weekly Slice, where we protect, inform, and educate you, our seniors and active adults, every week about what you should know as you age. It is about keeping you, our seniors, in the know. Let's begin. This podcast is going to be about real estate part 1. And it's going to be a 4-part series, 1, 2, and 3, and then the real conversation. Part 4 is a summarization of what 1, 2, and 3 was about. So I want to begin by letting you know that if you haven't done real estate in 25, 30 plus years, it's significantly different than what it was back then in today's environment. What I mean by that is that when you did a contract back 25, 30 years ago, that contract was, for the most part, 1 page, if not 2 at the most. And today, that contract can be anywhere from 15 pages to 40 pages, covering everything that has to do with your home within this transaction. Now, keep in mind, that's why it is best for you as a senior active adult to use a realtor such as Alba, myself, specifically a certified senior housing professional, as we're trained to help you through the process of downsizing or liquidating your home, listing and selling your home, and getting rid of all of that stuff in your home. So I just want to share a couple facts with you. One of the facts is that the baby boomer era, and that's from 46 to 64, and I know that there are going to be some people on here that were born prior to 1946, because we're in a world now that people are aging and living longer. And so that baby boomer era, 46 to 64, they have the most equity, which is over 50% of the wealth in the US. It's a lot of money. And that's the reason why I do and Alba does what we do to help seniors and active adults, because we're trying to protect, inform, and educate seniors and active adults so they don't get taken advantage simply because of this statistic. There are a lot of people out there, and there's going to be more because we are aging longer, out there that are looking to take advantage, specifically targeting seniors and active adults. Again, we're trying to protect, inform, and educate you. Now, another fact is that some seniors and active adults are cash poor, but house rich. So what I mean by that is that they're having a difficult time, a lot of them paying their bills. So let me ask you this question. How many of you out there are struggling to pay your monthly bills? Is it caused by inflation? Is it because you are having to come up with or to pay for a big expense, a major expense like an AC replacement? The house needs to be replumbed. You need a roof. You need to have the house resodded. You need the trees trimmed, things like that. Or is it because of medical bills or maybe prescription drugs? Any of those where you find yourself in a position of not having the money to pay for it out of pocket, write a check, whatever, pull it out from a money market account, bank, mutual fund, whatever. If you find yourself in a situation like that you're having problems, you need to have a conversation with myself or Alba so you don't continue to dig yourself in month after month. And I've got some examples of that, and I'll share those through my real estate insurance four-part series. And let me ask you another question. How many of you have a landline? I think a majority of you, seniors and active adults, still have a landline. And I want to ask another question. How many of you receive daily, if not weekly, calls from people wanting to buy your home? I know it's a lot. There's robocalls, there's calls all the time, day in and day out. And I want to ask another question. If you have a cell phone, how many texts are you receiving on a daily or a weekly basis? You're starting to see that more and more. So I have a solution for you when it comes to receiving these calls. If you're tired of receiving them on a daily, weekly basis, both on your landline and on your cell phone, go to do not call.gov. Let me repeat it. Do not call.gov and register your phone and cell phone on the do not call list. It's not going to prevent all the calls, but it will prevent a good majority of those calls, especially robocalls. So I want you to understand that if someone continues to reach out to you and it's becoming burdensome for you, what you need to do is threaten them, because you can turn them into do not call.gov and report them as a call after your phone, only after your phone has been registered on the do not call list, because it's against the law for them to do that, and they can have a substantial fine. So I want you to keep that in mind.
This is Tim Linger. I'm your reverse mortgage professional. The federal government, FHA, has a very safe type of reverse mortgage for those 62 and above that live in their own home. How would you like to pull out 40 to 50% of your home's equity with optional monthly mortgage payments for the rest of your life? The basic rules are you must be 62 and above and live in the home. Give me a call. Again, this is Tim, 321-356-9229.
I also want to explain to you why you're receiving these calls and how the real estate market is so much different today than it was 25, 30 years ago. And today's agents, I want to do that comparison of between the calls you receive from agents or teams, an agent from a team, or investors. So agents from a team, I'm sure that you're probably seeing this a lot out there, is that there's a lot of agents forming teams. And the reason for that is it is a numbers game. They want to get as many transactions as possible. And they have or started up a team of real estate professionals, but also office personnel, specifically to handle their contracts, their compliance, their closings, their inspections for you, and just to keep the rhythm going so they can do multiple closings or transactions per month. Now, keep in mind, some of them are very, very good at it. Some of them are not so good at it because there's so many of them out there. Just like investors, there's so many investor groups out there now that are trying to buy your home. So let's be realistic. They're trying to purchase your home at the least amount of money, leaving a lot of money on the table that should belong to you. So the real estate teams, and I'll go into this specifically first, the real estate teams hire people and they give them a list of phone numbers day in and day out. And it's their job to call these numbers one after another, after another, after another, to see how many people they can reach out to have a conversation about buying or selling their home. And keep in mind, when they're doing this, they're offering you to list, buy, and sell their property. And I want to share with you, all they're interested in is getting that listing, selling that listing, getting paid for that listing, and they don't care where you go or what you do. That's where Elba and I come in different as certified senior housing professionals. So I want to share that with you. The investors, on the other hand, and let me go back with the agent teams, they will get you, or they think they're going to get you, the most competitive price in the marketplace. Not in all cases. And that's why I offer to you a pre-appraisal, because I want to ensure that I'm going to get you the most money for your property. After all, it is one of the biggest assets that you own. And as you age, you're not making money like you used to. You might have money. Again, you might be cash poor. But in any event, you want to get the most money for your home. And I'm not saying that all agents or agent teams are like that. I'm just stating the fact that there's a lot of them out there that just want to list and sell and get paid. And they don't care where you're going, what you do. But I'm working with seniors, Elba and I, with seniors and active adults. We want to get you the most money. We want to make this process not so overwhelming so you can enjoy your later years. Okay. The investors, on the other hand, they have a group of people that they've hired. And what they're doing is they're calling out, just like the agent teams, one after another, day in, day out, wanting to know if you want to sell your property. But on this hand, the investors are always trying to get the least amount of spend when it comes to purchasing your home. So you're leaving a lot of money on the table. Whereas the agent teams will get you money, not the most, and the investors will get you money, but most likely the least. So I want you to understand that. They'll offer you cash, quick close. They'll allow you the time to find a new place to live. They won't help you out if you need to transition to an independent assisted community or memory care community, or just an independent community of 55 plus. Whereas as a certified senior housing professional, Elba and I help you through that whole process. So I want you to understand that. And I'm going to go through some examples in each one of these four-part series of insurance and real estate. So the fact is, for the above reasons, that's why someone uses Elba and I, is to help you with the process, to get you the most money, to help you liquidate your extra stuff, sell your stuff, get you some additional monies. And we have the network, the resources, trusted resources and services. And we're there to help you every step of the way. And we're there after the sale to help you with any senior related questions that you might have as you age in your new community or home as you transition to. Another fact, we help with the complete process, selling your home for the most money, finding you a place where you'll be happy, remaining friends, like I said, after the sale. So I want to share this. I know that some of these calls from investors in particular can be enticing because I want you to think about this. If you've owned your home for 25, 30 plus years, and let's say you paid $75,000 for that home, and they reached out to you, they struck up a dialogue with you, you had a conversation, and they said that they could get you $275,000 for your home. Now, it sounds like a lot of money, considering that's $200,000 more than what you paid for that house over that 25, 30 plus year time frame that you lived in your house. It's a lot of money. But I want you to keep in mind, even though it seems like a lot of money, in today's environment, especially here in Florida, we have so many people moving to the state because they're coming from the north, northeast, Midwest, and out in the west because they're not paying no taxes, state taxes. We don't pay state taxes in Florida, but they pay state taxes in the states that they come from. So they're moving down here in droves, and it's kind of bumping up the price in Florida because so many people want to come here, not only because of the no state tax, but because of the friendly working environment that Florida offers in this state for corporations and companies to relocate. And also, it's another way for them to get out of the cold climates that they experience in the north, northeast, Midwest, and out in the west. And keep in mind, we have hurricanes, but there's also other disasters out there like blizzards, flooding, forest fires, tornadoes, you name it. All 50 states have some type of disaster that they encounter wherever they live. So don't be frightened or concerned regarding hurricanes because the state of Florida, for the most part, we've been through many of them. We're very experienced. We know when to take off, when to leave our homes. And that's just the nature of the beast. So I hope that I hope that I have kind of struck some chord with you regarding what your thought process is when it comes to listing and selling your home, what the opportunities are out there for you to get the most money. And I will advise, whatever you do, use a real estate professional. Specifically, I'm going to say a certified senior housing professional who will help and guide you through this whole process called downsizing. It won't be so overwhelming. And I know that you'll be happy that you chose a certified senior housing professional to help you transition into your next life or community, wherever that might be. In closing, I hope you enjoyed today's Get Your Weekly Slice. If you'd like to discuss further today's topic, you can reach me via email at mike@your, Y-O-U-R, Florida, spelled out, Haven, HAVEN.com, or call me at 407-340-5291 to set up an appointment. I provide a free 1.5 hour in-person meeting to discuss your future plans on aging while providing you a minimum of 3 options to choose from. Don't forget to follow us and like us on Facebook and Instagram. While on my website at yourfloridahaven.com, sign up for my monthly newsletter, RSV to any of my in-person events, which are held at the Orange County Library, Smarter Senior Seminar Series events, and to view any and all of my videos and podcasts. We hope these podcasts are helpful, and if they are, please share with your friends, family, and neighbors by letting them know what we offer as certified senior housing professionals, designated real estate agents, to our seniors and active adults as they age. We're a connector. It is about keeping seniors in the know. Till next time, when you come back to get your weekly slice.
This podcast episode is sponsored by HECM, Senior Home Financing.